Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Scott, and today we're painting the World Eater's Contemptor Dreadnought for my army in Warhammer 40k. This is a really fun model. I really enjoyed the way it turned out, so let's go ahead and dive into how I painted it. To get this model ready for painting, I've primed it using Wraithbone spray primer from Citadel, and I've done several coats of this because this does also serve as the base color for this project. The first thing we're going to do in this project is we're going to take Leadbelcher and we're going to use this to base coat all of the mechanical and structural parts of the Dreadnought. With that base coat in place, we're going to take Agrax Earthshade and we're going to use this to heavily wash all of the Leadbelcher parts of the model. After we've allowed that shade to dry, we're going to take Stormhost Silver and we're going to dry brush this heavily over all of the metal parts of the model. During the process of dry brushing, it's very likely that we've accidentally overpainted onto the white, so we're going to take Wraithbone and we're going to touch up any areas where we overpainted before we move on to the next step. The next thing we're going to do here is we're going to take Caledor Sky, and we're going to use this as the base color for all of the accent armor panels, such as the knee pads, shoulder pads, and the panels on the back of the model. We're going to do all of the trim on the model using Hashut Copper as the base color, and just be careful not to get this on the white armor panels on the model. We're also going to take Warplock Bronze and use this to pick out the planets that are in the center of the World Eater symbols that appear across the model. At this point, we're ready to wash the entire model using a mixture of 1 part Agrax Earthshade, 1 part Nuln Oil, and 1 part water. Now the water in this mixture is going to make this flow so that it only deposits in the recesses on the model and not on the flat white surfaces. Once that shade is dried, we're going to take a very thinned down Corax White and we're going to start layering this over the flat panels on the model, building up the color as we get towards the center of each panel. We're then going to do the exact same thing using Caledor Sky on all of the blue armor panels on the model. Once we're happy with those blue armor panels, we're going to take a mixture of 1 part Caledor Sky and 1 part Temple Guard Blue and use this as the edge highlight color for all of the blue armor panels on the model. We're also going to edge highlight all of the trim on the model using Sycorax Bronze. Now that we're done with the armor, we're going to take Balthasar Gold, and there are a handful of details across the mechanical and structural parts of the model that we're going to pick out with this color. This includes the smokestacks and any cables or pipes that are protruding off of the model. We're also going to take Dawnstone and we're going to pick out any of the vents that appear on the model using this color. Now we're going to take Agrax Earthshade and we're going to use this to wash both the copper and gray parts that we painted in the previous 2 steps. Now we're going to take Contrast Black Templar and we're going to paint this in all of the largest vents and holes on the model. And we're using this instead of another black color because this is a little thinner and easier to clean up if we accidentally overpaint. It's time to start weathering this model, and we're going to begin with Nihilic Oxide, and we're going to paint this on the planets that appear in the World Eater's symbols across the Dreadnought. We're also going to use Biltan Green to add a little bit of discoloration to the verdigris that we painted in the previous step. We're just putting this in a couple spots. This is not going over all of the verdigris. We're going to bring back Wraithbone again, and we're going to use this to paint the scroll that appears across the chest of the model, as well as the glowing coils that appear on the weapon of the model. Once we've finished painting all the coils, we're going to take Casandora Yellow, and we're going to do a very heavy wash of this over those coils. And we definitely want to make sure we overpaint onto the area around it to give the appearance of yellow glowing effects on the weapon. Our next step is to take Seraphim Sepia. We're going to use this to shade the scroll that appears on the chest of the model. We're also going to start applying grime streaks down the model anywhere that we think water would pool up and then drip down the model. Once we've allowed that shade to dry, we're going to take Wraithbone and we're going to use this to edge highlight the scroll on the model's chest plate. Now we're going to take Khorne Red and we're going to use this to pick out any cables that appear across the model. Once we've picked out all the cables, we're going to shade them using Carroburg Crimson. Once that shade is dried, we're going to highlight the cables using Evil Sunz Scarlet. Make sure that you do your varnish clear coats before you do this next step. Once your varnish is dry, take Blood for the Blood God, and we're going to begin applying blood splatter to the model, beginning where the blood should be thickest and then dragging the brush gradually up the armor panels to give the appearance of splattered blood. And with that, we finished painting our World Eater's Contemptor Dreadnought. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, go ahead and like it, and then subscribe to my channel so you can see future videos I make. I'd like to give a special shout out to my channel members that make videos like this possible. If you would like to become a channel member, hit the join button below this video, and you'll gain access to exclusive perks such as a members-only Discord where you can talk directly with me whenever you want. As always, have an amazing day, and we'll catch you in the next one.